Young Money. Come on. We the best.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Today our guest is Rezna Khatun, the author of the book Why I Loved My Abuser. Hi Rezna, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Quite well, thanks for asking. How have you been since we last met?
So, since we last met, I think it was about 8-9 months ago.
Yes.
I've been on a roller coaster.
Okay.
It's been absolutely amazing. I've been to so many events. I went to a lot of talks, public talks. I even did a few radio shows.
Yes,
And
I could see
yeah.
that. Yes, and I could see
Yeah.
your book is doing really, really well.
It's so good, honestly. It's bestseller in Amazon. And
Wow. Wow.
honestly, and when my friend sent me the link saying I'm the bestseller in Amazon, I said to her, "Are you drinking?"
Yeah, this is, I wouldn't expect this.
I didn't expect this. I was so shocked, and she said, "Rezna, anything to do with your book, I'm never drinking."
I'm shocked now.
I'm shocked. And in lockdown,
Good for you.
I know, in lockdown, in that 3 months, I sold over 200 copies because so many people were in
Yes.
a bad situation with, abusive people in lockdown. And I think,
Yes, because we've been, people haven't spent so much time together before, and it's this lockdown kind of sometimes people say, it's made a lot of bad, but it's made a lot of good for loads of people that, just broke up and realized they're not for
each other.
Yeah.
I had an absolutely amazing time in lockdown. I had I felt like I did a second round of healing, being in the house, and I was very, very blessed and appreciated that I wasn't with my abuser, and it was just me and my kids, and I did a lot of painting, gardening, but it was a really, really tough
healing
time.
inside.
Yeah, it was a tough time because I did a lot of Zoom meetings, and we were always constantly talking about people being locked with their abusers and what's happening.
Even kids have been abused a lot. Yes.
There was no school, and many times, like for myself, school was my escapism, to have that 10-15 minutes walk down the road and come back, just to have that escapism to re-energize yourself, be ready for your abuser again. It was really tough, but it was good at the same time for me.
That's good, Rezna, and I'm happy to see you good, because I could feel you well, and I could feel the energy you spread out, and I'm really happy we
Thank you.
Tell us about the book. The book is based on reality, I know, and for the people that haven't seen our first video, tell us a bit about the book.
So the book is based on my true life story, because I was in a relationship for 25 years, and my abuse started from the second week I met my partner. And the reason I wrote this book, because a lot of people used to say to me, once I left him, they were like, "Oh, are you stupid? How can this happen to you? It's your fault. Why did you let it happen? Why are you blaming him?" So I wanted to write the book to explain what happened to me as a child, and what made me tolerate so much abuse, why I thought it was normal, and how I got into the trap.
Could you get us through it a bit?
Yeah, I can. So basically, I was abused as a child. So I was abused mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually. So for me, that was normal. From my earliest memory, it was abuse. So when I grew up, it continued throughout my childhood. So when I met my partner, I was 17. I'm a very young, kind, naive young person that hasn't experienced nothing in life except for abuse. I went to an all-girls school, so I sort of didn't understand the difference. I know this is a bit silly, but I didn't understand the difference between boys and girls.
No,
I didn't know how you have a relationship or a friendship, because I was brought up very hostile in my house as well. We didn't have cousin brothers. It was just me and my brothers and sisters. That was it. So my husband, when I met him, my partner, he was a narcissist. So obviously they are extremely intelligent people. You can't win with them. And I'm very naive. So he saw from a distance I was a very good catch for him.
Okay.
You know, so he became the charming prince for me.
Prince,
and
yes.
within 2 weeks he took all the
Got you
information.
into the trap.
Yeah. Within 2 weeks he did everything. He took all my information about my childhood, and then he started using my information to manipulate me, to abuse me emotionally, physically, mentally. And throughout the marriage, after about 10 years, it got to an extreme manipulation where he was gaslighting me, he was controlling me and keeping me like a prisoner in the house.
Can you explain to me this gaslighting?
So gaslighting abuse it's not just normal controlling, it's extreme controlling. So what they do, they make you believe something that you know is not true, but you believe it is true.
Repetiting.
Because they showing you evidence.
Okay.
You know, and then you start doubting yourself. You start feeling that you're the one who's mentally ill, but it's actually not you, it's him.
Okay.
So
that's gaslighting.
Gaslighting. My gaslighting abuse was spiritual abuse. So he would use the spiritual side of things and say, look, this is proof, this is, you know, black magic, this is the bad spirits doing this. And he showed me evidence which was wrong evidence, but I actually believed it. He manipulated me,
okay.
and I actually believed it. And it's very sad. My kids had to witness this gaslighting abuse as well, and they heard it every day, constantly from him. And it was really.
And this is not healthy for them neither.
No, it's not healthy. Honestly, I always say this. You know, we think we need a male figure in our life for the kids. Yes, we do, but we need the right male figure.
But exactly, not a sick person.
Not a sick person. Because I used to think, oh, you know, my son's growing up, he needs a male. Actually, he did more damage to my kids than what he did.
Certainly true.
You know, right. So it's important to have male figure. It's important to be a good parent, but you need to be balanced.
Prefer not to have that male in the house. Rather than be
honestly,
an
I know
abusive
some amazing single moms who've done an amazing job with their children. So it is good to have them, but it's got to be with the right person.
Yes. I'm happy you've gone. Not you've gone. You came out of this, from this.
Oh my God.
And
you know what? I never ever thought I would come out. And it was one of the moments that when I did decide to come out, it took me 5 years to build up the courage, the strength, the knowledge.
I'm gonna stop you here. Let me understand it better. Did you not? I don't know, because it's obviously you didn't know what's going on.
No.
How was when you how did you find out what's going on?
Because what it is, I joined a karate club in Deptford called ESKF Karate for my daughter and my son.
Okay.
And there was a table of ladies, and these were really strong-minded, powerful ladies. They don't take no crap. And they used to sit there and laugh, and they used to drink coffee, and I used to always dream about sitting with them. And I couldn't sit with them because I had to go and sit with my partner in the car. He wouldn't let me sit with them because you know what? He didn't want me to talk and learn anything. So one day, Erica, who was the boss lady, she called me over and she said, come. And I said, and I was like shriveled up like a monk, and I was like, no, I can't come. She said, Rezna, sit down. What's wrong with you?
Scared.
I was so scared. And she said, why are you behaving like this? I said, no, I have to go back to the car. And she said, what do you mean you have to go back to the car? So I sort of mentioned, because my partner doesn't like me sitting with other people. And she said, do you know this is not normal?
Yes, and it's sick.
That one question, honest to God, I came home and I was like, I kept thinking, this is not normal.
In your head.
It kept going in my head, this is not normal. And I started questioning myself. And then I thought, you know what, maybe she's right. Maybe he is a bit not right in the head. So I started going on YouTube. because remember, I was isolated. I had nobody to talk to. I couldn't go to a advice center, get advice. I couldn't go to my GP and ask them. So I went on YouTube and I started looking at controlling behavior, abusive behavior, the different types of emotional behavior.
YouTube is a fantastic
tool. It was my master.
Wow.
So, and I started learning, and I would delete everything because I didn't want him to find, because narcissist people don't like finding out that you're becoming above them, or you're discovering them, or you're going to be one step ahead of them, because they want to be in charge, they want to be the leader, they want to be controlling you, they want to be in power of you.
What would happen if you would have been caught? Yeah.
I was very, very scared. If he caught me, that he would be extremely angry, extremely aggressive, because over the years, from the beginning with the violence, and then he stopped the violence, he already built that fear in me. So I was a puppet. So if he said,
didn't need it to use it that much.
I just saw his skin color and I knew he was angry, and that was enough for me. I would see his lips shaking that he's getting angry, and that for me, I would just agree to anything he would say to me when I saw them looks.
Incredible.
I would see his forehead line creasing up with anger, and that was enough for me. So the fear was already there, the control was already there. So I knew when I was doing something that I shouldn't be doing, I have to hide and do it, because if he found out, I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble. And it's so, I don't know, it's so bad, because a lot of people don't even notice they are in this type of relationships.
Honestly, I didn't know, because I had it from young age. For me, it was normal. I would think you were in the same relationship. I used to think all my sisters and brothers, because by then...
you taught everyone in the world, women and men, this is a normal relationship, and this is the women rights, and the men has
the controlling behavior. I thought it was normal because he was maybe a bit jealous, you know, and I accepted it, because in the last 10 years he isolated me from everybody. It was only me and him and my kids, that was it.
Created a bubble over you.
Yeah, I was in a bubble, and the only thing we did was every day, like to break up the day, because we didn't have any contact with friends or family, we just used to drive around the car for like 2 hours. That was it. And then he would constantly tell me, oh, people are jealous of you, they're dying for somebody like him, and they're constantly saying bad stuff about him, so I leave him because they're upset. And he will emotionally blackmail me and say, oh, do you want your kids to have no father? Do you want to be a wife without a husband? You know, and they're against you, they're just jealous of you, and you know, things like that. And I would sort of listen, but actually it was the opposite.
What police does in this case? If
you know, the police, I know, I've been to a lot of events, and a lot of times a lot of people have been, organizations have been against the police, but the police for me did the amazing job. They rescued me. You know, they were there for me. I think if they have empathy and they understand that the situation we're in, we just need a helping hand, it makes a lot of difference. But for me, the police did an amazing job. They came to me, they took my keys, and they said to me,
they protected
me. They said to me, that's your house, you need to be in your house. And I said, no, I don't want to go to my, it's not my house, he can have the house. They said, what do you mean he can have the house? It's your house. You know, they came with the keys, they took me in the car, they brought me back to my house. They said, this is your house.
So many people have lost their lives because of this, and because they didn't have that, I would say, a bit of luck to meet that right person take you out of this. It's just...
I believe I had the luck that day when my dad called the police, and I got the right person, because they were really, really amazing.
It's wow, incredible. It's even hard to believe
this is happening
in 2020. I mean, it's happened before, but I mean, in this era, people still are doing this, which it's I think it's a very sick and
really sick. It's really sad.
behavior and sad, because I'm not sure. Do they do this consciously?
It's really they do it consciously, because narcissist people are more conscious than us.
Then they it's like a skill.
It's very intelligent. Even the psychiatrists can't win with them. They are highly manipulative, highly intelligent people.
I've heard they trick even the psychiatrists.
They trick the psychiatrist. They take you round and round in your head. You're completely lost. You're not going to win with them. The only thing to do is just stay away from them. You need to walk away from them. Don't give them the energy they need from you, because they're like vampires. They are sucking your energy,
your life.
And don't give it to them, because by the time they finish with you, you are drained emotionally, mentally. You will have high level of fatigue,
loads of fears.
For me, I have brain fog now, where my brain shuts down for a split second and I don't know where I am, what I'm saying. I need to re-encounter the situation to remember what I've just said or what I've done. For a split second, my brain shuts down. There's so many things throughout the whole day I do wrong. I'll be putting stuff here, there. I'll be going out to do something and I don't remember what I've gone out for. I come
You'll
home,
just switch from a state to another.
And it's not worth it, sacrificing your life, your health for an abusive relationship.
No, I wouldn't. But you didn't know.
I didn't know. The thing is, we don't understand when we see red flags. A lot of time we don't understand the difference between what a good relationship and a bad relationship is, because we're very emotional and we want to help somebody, and we want to care for them, and we want to mother them, and then look after them and make them feel better and be positive for them. But we have to think of ourselves, what it's doing to us.
Yes, I think we would have to be taught how to care about ourselves through education.
Yes.
Not just loads of other stuff that we are fed up with.
No. You know what? Having confidence is a major key factor for us, whether you're a man or a woman. Being a confident person in your body, in your skin, is very important. Because when you're confident, for an abusive person to come and break you down, it takes a lot of work. Because
it's really difficult to break through your mindset, let's say, the way you see life.
They target you because they want to break your confidence. Because once they break your confidence, they start molding you, they start having you, they start mentally, emotionally
breaking
you
somehow.
down, controlling you.
Building a controlling state.
And somebody who cares about you wouldn't even care to do all these things. They don't have it in their mind, let me target her, let me emotionally do this. Because if they care for you, they're not going to wake up in the morning and say,
with
you're
this
ugly.
In the mind,
you're ugly, you're stupid, you're dumb. They will say, you know what, you look really nice today.
Is it the way he used to be, just waking up and tell you you're ugly?
Morning, the first thing he would wake up and say, you know what, you look really ugly, you're stupid, you're dumb.
With no reason?
With no reason. You can't live without me. You need me. I'm protecting you. So I would say, what are you protecting me from? I'm protecting you from your family, from the people outside who want to harm you. I have the best interest in my heart for you. I love you. I'm your husband. I have a right over you.
Fantastic. That some people can
I will tell you who you talk to. I will tell you how you look good, what you should wear, what you shouldn't wear. Things like that. That will start throughout the whole day. And this will be constantly throughout the whole day, every day. And when you hear this every day, week after week, month after month, year after year,
it gets into your head as this is life.
Honest to God, I still can't take my driving lesson because it's still in my brain. It's like a screwdriver written down in my brain that I'm going to kill myself.
Incredible.
Because that's what he used to tell me, because you can't take your driving lesson, you're going to kill yourself, you're going to kill the kids, you can't drive, you got 2 left legs.
And so many years you have heard that story.
It's like drilled into my brain. And I did try to fight it. I even booked my theory test and I couldn't leave my house.
Have you tried hypnosis?
You know what? The fear is so big. I actually don't even want to bother. I'm happy with the bus.
Ah, okay.
The fear is so big because when I booked my theory test, I couldn't leave my house. The anxiety took over so badly. I was sweating in my passage. I was shaking, and it's not worth it. And I thought, you know what? I'm happy with my bus. I'm happy with the train.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling when you get on the train and on the bus with a nice coffee and you enjoy the ride. You know, I'm happy with that, so I'll leave the driving.
You let it.
My son drives, so it's okay.
Okay. How old are your kids?
So my son's 21 and my daughter's 15.
Ah,
Yeah.
big man.
Big man, yeah, so he drives.
Hi, big man.
He drives, so I'm okay.
Support your mom and
He
be
does.
strong. And
He does,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Okay.
My son's really, really good. You know, we've all been through a healing process because they were brought up in a very, very hostile situation. It's funny, in lockdown, I watched a film called Room.
Room.
I don't know if you've heard of Room. It's just
Okay.
called Room. So basically, a woman was kidnapped and her and her son just live in this room. And it reminded me so much of my life because I was just not in a room, but I was in a house.
Yeah. A
And
similar story.
Similar
then.
story. And when we came out of the situation, we behaved like she behaved. We were like trying different food. We were going restaurants. We were like talking to different people. And we just wanted to experience everything.
Because you are in the same situation now. I could see you just going out, having a drink, I don't know,
and
gym,
I
all this.
I do. I go to the gym and I take a picture and like my friends would be like, you only came to take the picture.
What?
And then-
When were you first time at a gym? Like what age?
So I used to do gymming when I was young because
Okay.
I was a chubby child in the family. I was the fat one.
Uh-huh.
And it all stopped when I met my partner because he said, no, I don't want you to go to the gym. The gym is so-and-so. The gym is bad. The gym is this. So he stopped
Because
me.
you'll meet people.
Yeah, you meet people. So I started doing, I got a treadmill at home. So I've always done stuff at home. And then when I got severely depressed in the last 10 years, because obviously this abusive behavior took over my mind, it took over my spirit, it took over my emotions. I was completely lost as a person. I was just living in the presence. You know, so many times I attempted suicide. I just couldn't do it. And I used to pray to God and I used to say, God, I'm a coward. I can't even make a suicide. I can't even kill myself. I don't know what to do, literally. You need to come out the sky and help me. But as time goes past, you pray, you sort of find some sort of answer within yourself. And I realized God's not going to come out the sky.
You build that bubble and you hide in, and in an end you realize
It's
even
not-
that
no.
yeah, but I mean this bubble, I mean religion and all that thing, when people get in and get to
Yeah.
God and pray, they build another bubble into that bubble and protect them a bit, and when they realize that
it's
I
not
think they start to
happening.
wake up.
That's when I woke up because I realized God's not going to come out the sky and he's not going to literally physically pick me up. What I was expecting, it's not going to happen. But what happened was through the prayers and the meditation is I got this strength and I got this intuition that was becoming stronger and stronger, and I realized I need to help myself.
Yes.
And nobody's going to come and physically pick me up. It's got to be me. So once I realized that, I started building strength up, and I was still watching lots of YouTube videos, learning about this behavior, and learning about this behavior made me stronger, because then I realized I was loving my abuser.
Yes.
You know, and then I realized I was actually being sexually abused in my relationship. So now a lot of people, when I go to events, they ask me like privately, like, you know, what would you say is sexual abuse? Would you believe that you are having a sexual abusive relationship if you're in a relationship or you're married? And the true fact is, and the sad story is, yes, you are. Because you're doing things out of fear. You're not doing it because you're happy. You're not doing it because you're enjoying the moment with your partner. You're actually doing it out of fear, which I used to do. So
with no feelings, with nothing, just like a puppet.
So the next abuse doesn't happen. Yeah, you're a puppet because you don't want the next abuse to happen. You don't want to be emotionally abused after, so you just do things out of fear. So the
fear
abuse
is so strong.
It's so strong. My abuse was the strongest, was with fear.
Okay. like
It was
based on fear.
based on fear, because it started with the physical, and then after 12 years of being with him, the physical side stopped, and the emotional, the mental, the gaslighting bit took over. I mean, he digitally abused me because I couldn't use my phone, I couldn't contact my family. My phone was always on silent. I would be scared to look at my phone, because if my mum found, I'd be so scared he would be upset.
Your mom?
Yes.
Wow.
Honestly, I couldn't.
I was thinking your family, maybe, I don't know, cousins and all like that. You mean your sisters and mom family?
Yeah. Nobody, I can't, everybody up. It's like now we are driving, if I was driving with him down this road, and on the side, because my family live local, if my sister went past, I would literally turn my head, because I didn't want him to see that I saw her and I was happy, because that will upset him. And so I would just turn my head, and I would just wait until, like, if we're parked up for the car to move, then I know she's moved. And this behavior I saw in my daughter as well, because my daughter would, when we would see, like, my sister, my daughter would turn her head as well. And I thought,
automatically, not even, not consciously. Yes.
And that was so wrong, because from a young age she picked up the same habit from
we copied the actions. Yes, the way
and
we
she
learn.
would do the same thing. And then I realized from the age of 7, 8, 9, she realized when he would get angry, because when we used to go for our drives every day, she was sitting in the back of the car, and I realized she realized when
she
he was
learned
getting
the
angry,
same
she was trying to calm him down, and she was like, "Oh no, daddy, you know this so and so happened in school." She tried to break the conversation so he doesn't get angry. And I thought, you know what, this is wrong, because when you have kids, you don't want your kids to suffer, you don't want your kids to go through the same thing that you go through. That is bad.
I'm so happy you get out
thank
of
you
this.
so much. Honestly, so many ladies contact me and they tell me, on Instagram, I've read your book, and it's like you've read my story and you've written
understand me back
and
more,
you understand me, and I make a connection with you, and that's all I need. I just need them to know that you can make a connection, because I was connecting with people who were on YouTube that were going through the same thing, and that gave me the encouragement and the strength to learn. I had to learn. I had to become a teacher for myself.
Yes, learning, it's a very, very important thing in your life. If you feel something is wrong, guys, in your life, in your relationship,
follow your intuition.
Try to you always feel inside what you have to do, but different facts are not letting you act. But just do it. Try to learn something. Read, search for we have now Google. Google is somehow our father these days. You can find.
I always say YouTube is my master.
Oh yeah. It's like,
honestly,
wow.
it's been an eye opener, and I've learned so much. And so from my first book, because when everybody reads it, they always say, we wish you went a bit more deeper in the book. And I always say that time, that's all I could give, because as a family with my kids, I believed we weren't ready to go deeper. So I am writing my second book.
Wow, congratulations.
So I'm writing my second book, and in the second book I am going deeper, and I'm opening up, and I'm talking openly about the sexual abuse in a relationship, and I'm talking about spiritual abuse.
It's more detailed.
It's more detailed. And
wow.
we are very, very.
Good for you. I'm very happy for you.
We are we easily judge ladies, and we say, oh, she's a drug addict, or she's an alcoholic, or even men. And I'm talking about why we turn to drugs and alcohol, for the pain that we suffer and the childhood trauma that builds the foundation that we become the adult.
Yeah, I would say this the way I see things, it's through education. Because if we would be taught in the young age, whenever there is an issue, what emotions are, what thoughts are, what feelings are, what's happening in the brain, people would know what to do when they feel insecure. If people are not, and they are taught, I don't know what the mountains, how high that they are, and where it's the capital of I don't know what thing, we are somehow filled up
Yeah.
with that
Yeah,
knowledge, and not with the knowledge we need in life.
that's true, because the foundation gets built from your childhood, and whatever
Yes.
we're taught by our parents or culture or religion, that's what defines us into adulthood.
Yeah, and when it's needed, you have it there and you access it.
Accept
But
it.
if it's
Yeah,
not there,
that's
you won't
it.
know, as
Yeah.
you didn't know what's going on and
Yeah.
what the relationship is.
Honestly, I am so passionate about girls and boys going to a mixed school. I think it's so important
Oh, yeah, definitely.
to understand between friendship and relationship. You learn so much when you're in a mixed school about boys, about girls, and it just makes you a bit more wary.
Yes.
When you're into your adulthood and you're having relationships.
You have those hints when something in
It's
the
not
rounds
right.
is not right. It's
Yeah.
just ping.
Yeah, and I know social media gets a lot of bad criticisms,
Oh, yeah.
but I think social media does also some very good views as well, because a lot of girls, young boys and young girls who are going through things, they look at stuff on social media and they see other kids that are suffering or going through
It's
the
with
same
two
thing.
ways. It
It's two
depends
ways, and they connect.
as you used it.
Yeah.
As you use it.
I used it. It was my master, and I still use it. And I think it's a great platform to gain knowledge and understand. And you have to find a balance. Obviously, don't go too extreme.
I
Right.
want to ask you something, and
Yeah.
I bet our viewers are very interested in how to get out of this type of relationships.
Okay.
When you notice, hey, something is wrong, what's the first step? What to do? How
For me, because mine was extreme.
going back again? What
Yeah.
would you do?
I would do the same thing, because mine was I was completely taken over. I think you should always talk to a friend. I had a sister who always talked to her, and she never left me. She would sneakily text me after a few weeks and always show me support. You must talk to somebody, even if you don't take that person's view, at least that person is aware of you. If you are in a situation where you can walk into a refuge or a charity and get the help, do it.
Yes.
But I couldn't do that because I was constantly with him all the time.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you know you can't do it, find the courage and pick up the phone and call the
Did
police.
he have a job?
He didn't have a job because he used to work from home.
Then
So he wouldn't even leave the
24
house.
hours
It's like I was
on
being
you.
choked on my throat, because even when he was working, he would say, "Come and sit next to me." At the end, it got to an extreme where when he was eating his food, he would say, "Come and sit next to me." And I said, "No, I don't want to sit next to you." He said, "Oh, you don't love me? Why are you not sitting next to me? So
You don't like me, you don't
don't
love
like
me,
me.
what's going on?"
Yeah.
And starting the red color and all that story.
Again.
And
Oh,
pref-
you watched TV yesterday, so you must have seen somebody you fancy on the TV, and that's why you don't like me. Do you want a man like that on the TV? He banned me from watching Living with the Kardashians. That was one of my favorite programs. Sorry, guys, I don't want to upset anybody, but he banned me.
it's I'm laughing
You
not
know why he banned me? Because he said he brought
at
me
you.
memories of my sisters, because I had such an amazing relationship with my sisters before, and he said you can't watch it no more because it's reminding you. Yeah, he actually banned me. So when I got rid of him, the first thing I did that week I watched the Living with the Kardashians. I was gonna watch this program.
You retook the
Yeah,
Yes.
I took revenge and I watched it, and I watched it every week until I was happy that I watched enough.
and
You know.
moved over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for you it was a bit different than
Yeah. But for
normal
me
the
to-
show is.
For me to come out of that relationship, I had to call the police because I needed that protection. Because I knew he feared the law, so
Wow.
I needed them. But there are lots of ladies I'm aware of who I've spoken to and I speak to have been able to walk into a centre or a refuge or a charity and ask for help and got the help, and they followed the help.
Because this country, we see where I consider myself really lucky. There are people that have no water and all
Yeah.
that thing, and people a lot sometimes moan in this country,
Yeah.
but you've got loads of
There
things here.
There is
If
lots
you-
of support. There is
business
lots of,
advice,
yeah.
citizen advice.
Yeah.
If you're in need, the thing you have to do is just to go and ask.
ask. I even know about 3 ladies that walked into East London Mosque, which is a
Okay.
religious place, and they said, this is what's happening, this is what's happened to me, and I need help. And they've helped them. They've filled in the forms for them. They've put them in the right place, gave them the right contact.
Yeah.
So even, certain places...
It's a help.
It's a help.
Yeah.
But you have to want that help.
And plus, but I think this sometimes people do not see things because I do not understand as you wouldn't want this help.
Yeah.
I think you couldn't see it.
I didn't see it. I didn't
You
want the
didn't
help.
see
No.
what's going on. That's why you didn't want the help.
Because I was in denial. I didn't accept it. I thought this was real. This is how everybody else is. I used to go to my local police meetings, community meetings. I'm involved with my neighborhood watch, and they didn't know there was this big secret going on behind my door.
Yeah,
They thought I had the perfect marriage
and perfect relationship.
I had the perfect 2 kids, the house. But behind that door, there was a big dark secret going on. And even when I called the police on him, and my local community police officer was going down the road, and she said to me, Rezna, I never ever would have imagined this is what you were going through.
This is what's going on.
Because I became a liar. I was like a drug addict. I became the biggest liar to my friends, my family, protecting him, lying, constantly lying and saying, no, this is not right, this is not right. And my lies were good.
Acting like...
Yeah, because most people believed my lies.
Do you know your life forced you to become
The person,
this way?
Yeah.
But good you got out of that.
I would never have believed it. If somebody told me, it's been 4 years, and if somebody told me even 5 years ago, even if a psychic came to me and said, Rezna, so-and-so is going to happen, you're going to leave him, I would have thought they were on drugs.
Is it possible?
They were drunk.
To leave him?
No, I never saw. I never saw that. No matter how much praying I did, no matter how much I believed I would do it, I never saw it. I thought my life was going to end with him in that house, and that was going to be it.
And all this thing you see inspired you to write the second book, which I'm really happy you're doing, because you see, you might discover this new. I think you've already discovered, but you feed this new passion. You feed your creativity with it, and all this helping loads of people, loads of. I think even men could inspire through this book, because there are relationships the other way around.
Yeah, because you know what? Somebody said, quite a few of my friends said to me, they said, do you talk about anything else other than domestic abuse and angels? I said, no. That's all I talk about. And then one of my friends said to me, you're never going to meet anybody, because as soon as you start talking about angels and meditation. I said, because this is me. This is my life. This is my passion. I'm not going to talk about nothing else except for this. And then they're like, yeah, but you must talk about something else. I said, honestly, because constantly, even through Instagram, social media, I'm always talking to ladies, I'm talking to men about the book, about domestic abuse, and they ask questions. So for me, it keeps
You're
me
like
going.
a coach for them. They need them. They need you. Sorry.
I like it. I really enjoy it, and whether I make any money or not on the book, I honestly don't care. I give them away. Sometimes people come to my house and they're like, oh, I would like. I said, take a copy. I always have some copies in my house. I give them away. I gave them to charities. I sent them to prisons, because I think sometimes an abuser needs to read and realize how they make the victim feel. Maybe they'll have a wake-up call. You never know.
Yeah, it can come through the other side, not necessarily from the abused person. Can wake up the abuser too. And yes, it's hopefully it helps somebody. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, it's been amazing since the last time I saw you. There's so many things have happened.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done so many Zoom meetings. I get invited to talk about domestic abuse, on shows, and because of lockdown happened, I think a lot of things got shut down, but we
Yeah,
still
yeah.
continued raising awareness on domestic abuse. I think that was a massive subject we had to talk about because it affected so many ladies, and because you're locked up with your abuser more.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
has time, the abuser
Yeah.
has time to
Yeah.
get it even deeper into
Deeper,
your
yeah.
head.
And it's, they have mental health issues as well, a lot of them, so their mind is closed in, being in lockdown. Their anxiety has gone very high, their depression has gone really high, their thinking is gone, their overthinking has gone from 10 to 100.
Yeah,
Because abusers are very, very highly overthinkers. They overthink too much. Where a normal person would think, oh, I'm just crossing the road, they would think, why is that person crossing the road? Look how they cross the road. Look how they put one foot on the front to the other. They overthink things too much, and this is why the brain goes in overdrive.
Yeah. From everything it creates something.
Yeah, and they make unnecessary, massive thing. So yeah.
Rezna, thanks again for sharing this with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for I don't know,
support,
taking from your important time and watch our stuff.
Yeah.
But in the same time, learning what sometimes people have to go through.
Because when they watch your show, say they watch this, they might know a friend or a relative that's going through the same situation, and they can be aware of it. They can support them by talking to them, because sometimes people get angry. They're like, she doesn't listen, I don't care anymore, I've had enough, and they walk away. But some people, they don't. They stay
some
behind
people stay. Yes.
And we need that person. I had that person, which was one of my sisters, and I needed that person because it reminded me somebody is still there waiting for me.
And we need people like you that add a value to society, even if you'd been through all this.
Just to raise the awareness, to have that understanding, to connect with people, it's a good thing. And your show hopefully will make lots of people listen to, even just to hear the word domestic abuse. They will think, what is domestic abuse?
What is domestic abuse?
And they might read into it, and they might
realize, hey, I'm actually an abuser.
Yeah.
Or I'm being abused.
Yeah. So it's a good thing. Talking is good.
Yes.
Our voice is a power.
Yes. The last question, and I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you. How? I don't know what. Tell me, how is your life now after it? But beside of domestic abuse, about you, about gym, going out, life, friends, relationships, things. If you want to share with us a bit.
My life, basically, because I was in such a long-term abusive relationship, so I had to learn how to have friends. I had to learn how to speak to friends, how to maintain having a good friendship. My family have been amazing. We just got back together like as if nothing happened, because my sisters have always been my backbone, my rock. I do go out. I do enjoy my life. I don't go out because I think some people say, oh, why are you going out? You're like old. Like, do you want to meet somebody? No, I'm going out for myself.
Because I want.
I want to have fun. I do go out. I sometimes go to a club. I sometimes will go to a bar with my friends. I have fun. But what it is,
discovering life.
Yeah, discovering life. But I have chronic fatigue. So what I do, I go out. I get all excited. After 1 hour, I just come home and go to bed.
I could feel you now, even talking about it. Yeah. You are excited.
I get excited. I go to the gym. I have amazing friends who support me in what I do, and they will pass on my book, my information, and if they come across somebody, they'll say, you know what, you should talk to Rezna. And a lot of times
link me up.
A lot of times I go to my local Tesco, my Sainsbury's, I go like Stratford, and people come up to me and say, are you that lady that wrote? Because normally in my book I've got my hair up, and I'll say and they will hold my hand. They'll say, thank you so much. You've been the voice for me, because I've been through this situation, but I could never talk about it. I think
this overtake money.
Honest to God, money is nothing.
Just when this thing happened on the street, because I remember I've been a few times recognized on the street.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, and you were the guy with the cab videos.
Yeah.
I was, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Was a feeling that I don't know, I have never felt before. Something new,
yeah.
and all this adds that plus to the
Yep.
thing you do. And
Because you know what, 2 weeks ago I went to my local Tesco and a lady came up, and she was a religious lady, so her face was covered, and she said to me, "Oh, are you called Rezna?" I said, "No, Rezna." And she said, "You wrote that book and I read your book, and I just wanted to say to you, I pray for you because you are my voice." And I said, "Can I look at your face, because I would like to remember who
okay,
said
because
this to me." Yeah.
she had the, okay.
And she took her finger and I said, "God bless you, thank you so much, and please, if you know anybody else who needs a book, or they're going through the similar things, please recommend my book to her." She goes, "Your book is in my heart." And that's all I needed. I don't need nothing else.
This is a medicine for you.
This is the medicine for me. This
yes.
this is what makes my energy go boom.
Yes,
You know, so it's a really good feeling. And sometimes, you know, I feel, I mean, obviously I do have bad days, and I think, you know what, why did I go through this 25 years of abuse? Why did I give my life to a man that treated me so badly? He hurt me so badly. But when these ladies say what they say to me, that 25 years disappears.
Covers, yes.
That pain just disappears. That pain becomes the sunshine. So it's become positive as well.
Thank you very much for
raising
being my
awareness.
guest today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Guys, if you like our video, do not forget to subscribe, to press the like button, and definitely share it with your friends, because we might help someone and we might add a value to someone's life.
True.
See you with my next episode. Salut.
Oh, salute.
Yes, the Romanian salute.
Salute.